Hi, it is Friday, November 17th, 2023, and I just got an email today that apparently, look at my email, there's the email. We wanted to let you know that our team reviewed your content and we think it violates our medical misinformation policy. Okay, here we go. We're going to go ahead and begin the review. This is from 2020. This is from at least 3 years ago. Let's see. So they said around the timestamp of 9 minutes and 1 second. So let's see what I said at 9 minutes and 1 second.
Where you've got politicians and it's like, okay, they want to mandate also adult vaccinations, and you're like, you don't own my body. And
okay, so let's start at 8:30. Very fine, 8:22. We're going to pause. And we're going to find out what YouTube thinks violates their medical misinformation policy. What it looks like is that you don't own my body is considered medical misinformation. So my body, my choice, according to YouTube, is considered medical misinformation. Let's see if that's true. If that is true, really literally worldwide, there should be mass abandonment of YouTube as a video platform because you have the right to choose what to do with and what not to do with your body. Consent is absolutely essential to what? To life, to human rights, to a free society. But then people will be like, well, we don't want a free society. We want to live in a prison. I'm just going to say that individual medical human rights are what a healthy society can be based upon. That's how democracy actually is supposed to work. You respect the rights of the individual while allowing group or collaborative decisions to be made for the well-being of the entire group, never at the expense of the individual. That's the balancing act. But let's see what YouTube is claiming here.
I live in Europe, right? I mean, in Austria, there's somewhat of a vaccine culture, but our neighbor Switzerland, they're like, kids are supposed to be getting these illnesses. What are you talking about? Kids are supposed to get, measles. Kids are supposed to get mumps. Kids are supposed to get these diseases like it's a part of growing up. What are you talking about?
Right. That is a part of certain cultural cultures where childhood quote-unquote diseases are considered a part of growing up. So when you have the coughing ones, it develops the lungs, for example.
Right. And so, where I live, there aren't 70 injections from the age of 0 to 18.
That's true. So, and I was living in Austria at the time. I'm actually in Austria right now, but there aren't 70 plus required injections from the age of 0 to 18 in most, I'm going to say most countries, certainly not in Austria. And if one, I'm going to go ahead and say that considering 70 plus injections to be essential for rudimentary sort of health, I'm going to say that I'm allowed to have the opinion that that's completely insane. So here's going to come some, whatever at 9:01, what YouTube thinks is medical misinformation.
And that's another part that's really pretty disturbing, where you've got politicians and it's like, okay, they want to mandate also adult vaccinations, and you're like, you don't own my body.
Okay, so right there, 9:01, saying that there are politicians who want to mandate adult vaccinations, which happened, right? And I said, you don't own my body. This is in 2020. Clearly, prior to 2020, mandatory adult vaccinations would have been considered a conspiracy theory. I mean, if anybody said that you're going to try to mandate vaccinations for people 50 and over and this type of thing, I mean, I'm now 52. I'm pretty much done with illness. At least that's how I perceive things. I had horrible allergies. The doctors wanted to cut out my liver. And through what at that time I understood as anthroposophical medicine, I cleaned my terrain and completely healed myself of allergies and had no requirement to replace my liver whatsoever. So, I kind of, well before any COVID fiasco, I moved over to the terrain, to the terrain theory camp, let's say, because I could breathe. It was pretty big benefit, right? To not have allergies anymore. So we can listen, I guess, again from 850 to 901. 901. You see an example at 901 in your video. It's not disappointing. It's ridiculous, YouTube. And what you're doing is utterly ridiculous. To create a platform that allows for video sharing, that's dynamic and fantastic and has tutorials and has people sharing views and makes people laugh and shares music videos, right? It's sort of like, then that's the bait, right? And then the switch is that you're going to come and claim that the most normal assessments of medical human rights would violate your medical misinformation policy. I mean, YouTube, that's ridiculous, okay? You're actually going to claim that what? YouTube owns the bodies, the physical bodies of its users and viewers? Each individual, adults have the human right to make private medical decisions for themselves and their children. That's the golden, follow the yellow brick road. That's the golden middle road, right? Between anti-vax and pro-vax. The golden middle road is the standard policies that have been in place for quite a long time. It's private medical information. Thank you. I'll take care of myself. Thank you. And adults will take care of their children and make the private medical decisions for them, for themselves and their children. So I'll repeat this sentence. Adults have the human right to make private medical decisions for themselves and their children. YouTube, you're not in like this, like who am I even talking to, right? I'm talking to YouTube. Sincerely, the YouTube team. Okay, so I'm going to, if I have any further questions. Yeah, I do have further questions. How on earth, we're going to listen to this again. I'm going to do the questions. How on earth does anything that I said in the following, let's go for 30 seconds, violate any medical misinformation policy whatsoever? So, in what way is the information medical and why? What is medical information and what is medical misinformation? What do you deem to be misinformation? Do you deem misinformation to be information that's actually true, right? Do you distinguish between what's true and what's false? Or do you distinguish between what's paid for and policed? So if something's paid for, then it's true, because I'm going to ask you to clarify, right? So if I have any questions, I've clicked on the ad, do I have any questions? Get help as a creator. If I have any questions, go there. No. Get in touch with the creator support team. Now we're going to get in touch here. The YouTube Partner Program. Oh yeah, I can send an email. Maybe. Help and feedback, contact us. Send feedback. Come on. And select contact us. Let's see if I'll be able to contact you. Need more help? Contact us. Send feedback. Profile picture, help and feedback. I don't see help and feedback here. Tap in your profile picture, then select help and feedback. I've tapped on my profile picture here. Hide account, add privacy terms. I can click on that. Visible to anyone profile picture. That does not give me what they're saying here. Let's see, YouTube help. I don't need to post to the help community. Join the discussion. Send feedback about the help center. Describe the issue. False flag of medical misinformation. Defamation? Yeah, well, I mean, clearly, like, it is defamation to call this medical misinformation. So that's a criminal case against YouTube that I could consider. We're going to go ahead and listen. I'm just trying to figure out where I can even sign in, send feedback. I don't know if send feedback. Let's see if they have send feedback in here.
In this video, we'll show you how to send ideas or suggestions for improving YouTube. To get started, sign into YouTube on a computer. Select your profile picture, then click Send Feedback.
Okay.
In this...
It's not there, everybody. Somebody's calling me. Just a second. I'm going to pause here. Okay, so it is not possible to submit feedback the way that this video shows.
In this window, you can describe a suggestion you have.
No, I can't. I don't have that. Sign out. No, that doesn't help. Gosh. Right. Submit report, this article, so I can't do what they're saying, misinformation policies. Manipulated, misattributed content. Contact us page. The fax number. Community help forum. Okay, so misinformation is false or inaccurate information that may cause significant harm to individuals, businesses, or society. Okay, so the question then, becomes how is it possible? So here we have their definition of misinformation. It's false, verifiably not true, or inaccurate information that may cause significant harm to individuals, businesses, or society. Let's listen for that. We're going to put you on one side and you on the other side. Sorry, I wanted to do it like this. There's the misinformation. All right, let's listen for false or inaccurate information that may cause significant harm to individuals, businesses, or society.
You know, where I live, there aren't 70 injections.
It's true.
From the age of 0 to 18. And that's another part that's really pretty disturbing, where you've got politicians, and it's like...
So it's disturbing.
Okay, they want to mandate also adult vaccinations, and you're like...
It's disturbing. So it's misinformation that it's disturbing that there are politicians that want to mandate adult vaccinations.
You don't own my body.
And I'm saying that they don't own my body. So it's misinformation to state that it's disturbing that there are politicians who wish to mandate medical procedures, even though they're not my doctor or your doctor. So in other words, medical malpractice, right? So in other words, pretending to be a doctor and forcing other people to do invasive medical procedures when you're not a doctor, considering that disturbing, is misinformation according to YouTube. I find that absurd, okay? And they're really, really, either YouTube needs to be taken over by ethical people who understand what misinformation is, or there just needs to be a mass movement away from YouTube. And it's really sad because YouTube got something really wonderful going, the same way that Facebook did. And the censorship and the suppression of truth is, and the attempt to curtail individual medical human rights, it's an atrocity. It's taken on an individual level, it's harming me, right? It's harming my ability to express myself freely. But on a societal level, it's extremely harmful to individuals, businesses, and society to curtail truth and to curtail free speech and to call it medical information, misinformation, for someone to say, hey, it's disturbing that there are politicians that seek to mandate adult vaccinations. So, you know, YouTube is the past tense. It's YouTubed. You know, it's damaging to, what would not be damaging is teaching logical thinking, rational thinking, critical thinking, the scientific method, and systems science. Okay? That, and on an individual basis. Citizens science. And teaching science, teaching to be able to distinguish between truth and lies, between what's true and what's false. And between what's true, discerning between what's true and what's false is not very far away from just making from the capacity to discern between what is good and what's evil. And this type of suppression of truth does not fall on the side of either truth or goodness. Take care, YouTube. Bye-bye.